Is it that time already? Hello there. Welcome to Corran in the Mornin. Hopefully this week I put the correct title on the show. If you haven't heard it, Corran on the Horn is my interview podcast on Apple Podcasts under the Bad Deck Breakdowns feed. And Bad Deck Breakdowns is a deck building podcast that I do with Matt Lutz and David Woods. We'll have new episodes of both of those shows soon. But this week is my 5th episode in this little show, so I'm going to talk about 5 of my favorite Destiny 5 cards. Destiny 5 cards are interesting because drawing a 5 for Destiny is pretty good. A Battle Destiny of 5 will crack most characters' immunity. A 5 drawn as Weapon Destiny will hit any non-Jedi character as long as the weapon is at least +1. And a 5 and a 3 from a lightsaber will hit a Jedi Master. That said, unlike 6s and 7s, most Destiny 5 cards actually do things. Yes, there are cards like Phantom Menace and a Jedi's Resilience that have meaningful game text and higher destinies, but those are the exceptions that kind of prove the rule. There are countless Destiny 5 cards with powerful text, and here are some of my favorites. First, we have Twilight Advisor Virtual. My best friend Nick hopped into a recent Twitch stream and said, "It's nice to see that you're still playing the same deck you were playing 20 years ago." Nick doesn't play anymore, but he made a good point. I played Court for a long time. Before Twilight Advisor Virtual, Court had to play with me. We must accelerate our plans to pull the flagship bridge. Accelerates were expensive, and the bridge was unthematic. Twilight Advisor V not only pulls a thematic Twix, it also pulls an alien leader, of which you have several. And of course that Destiny 5 is huge in Court, a deck that is known for its low destinies. Lady Proxima does a great job of filtering out the low destiny characters, and often you'll draw 2 Twilight Advisors for Battle Destiny in the late game. It's pretty great. Next up is Disarmed. Weapons are so important in modern Star Wars CCG. Only the good ones are good, but whether we're talking about lightsabers or Leia's blaster, they can swing the game. Disarmed being deployed during a control phase can be a little awkward, but also your opponent will often be taken by surprise. Plus, what's more iconic in Star Wars than chopping off someone's limbs? And then there's Xwing laser cannons. Shooting things lost is an insanely powerful mechanic, and it's what Xwing laser cannons are best at. Not to mention, they're non-unique, and of course at Destiny 5, so you can just float one copy in your deck with a couple of X-Wings and randomly blow out your opponent. Darkside has a mirror, but it's not the same. Lightside space is defined by its X-Wings in a way that Darkside's is not defined by TIE Interceptors. Can't forget None Shall Pass. Do you like Barrier? How about a free Barrier that's got a Destiny of 5? I love playing defensive tempo cards like this in my Court deck because so many matchups come down to who can win the audience chamber, and sending a key character back to Lightside's hand after they've already spent the Force will often cost Lightside an entire turn, allowing the Dark player to overwhelm them. If Dark is really crafty, sometimes they can play it on Lightside's second character at the audience chamber and counterbeat the lone straggler, or at least force them to move away, spending more resources and setting their goal of taking the audience chamber back another turn. And lastly is Lando Calrissian Scoundrel, aka Screaming Lando. Why is it that I love some powerful Reflections 3 cards and hate others? We'll never know. But I mean, Lando just adds a battle destiny. How great is that? Plus he's got high power, high destiny, and a weird defensive ability that never comes up. He's one of the core cards in any mains deck. And if you have too many in hand, he's a great card to pitch with 3PO. That's all I got for you this week. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.